Hey, this is Ivan, and we're going back to business today. We're going to work again in the store, in the hardware store with the broom. We're going to clean the mess. That's a cleansing process. So yesterday I spent some substantial time in Netflix. Netflix, it's slightly behind the curve. What does it mean? Is that Netflix is a little bit like 1 year or a year and a half with the information. In pure philosophical terms, according to my philosophy, it's just my philosophy, Netflix lives 1 year in the future, 1 year in the past, like 1 year and 1 year and a half to about 2 years in the past. And I want to give some clarification. The corporation, Netflix, probably lives a couple of months in the future, or maybe a few years in the future. We do not know. That's a secret. They don't keep it in the open space. However, the customers of Netflix, they live 2 years in the past. So that means if you get your ideas, if you get your mind-forming ideas from Netflix, just please be aware that you live 2 years in the past. And how did I learn this? You know, yesterday in the hardware store, one of my co-workers came up with the following statement. Yeah, I got TV, the news, and the regular mainstream media, whatever it might be. Channels, cable televisions, the news. And at first I thought that sounds like a stupid idea. But I will tell you one event in my life. That was like around 2001 when the Freedom Towers collapsed. And one of the things I did, you know, at that time I was living in Harlem. Yeah, that was 135th Street and Lenox. So one of the things I did, a life-changing event. I had like a huge TV at that time. That was like about 50 inches. That was huge, right? So I took this TV and threw it on the street. It was working, yeah? It was working. I probably did not pay. I don't remember how I acquired this item, but I didn't pay for it. Maybe I found it on the street. But at that time, when these media people came into the TV and talking about the 9/11 event and it was too much for me to cope with this. So I took the TV and left it back where I found it on the street. And that was a life-changing event. In other words, I kind of declare a war on the mainstream source of information, yes, and that was a wise choice for a while. But today, when these workers say that Netflix, it's not bringing the content of whatever is happening right now in the world, I have a second thought. So I start thinking, maybe I should sign up with this thing again. They keep coming in my house, offer for $29 for 300 channels and So I thought, you know, I just reflected on my co-worker idea. And then I thought differently. I say, And then I went to Netflix and I checked out some cool stuff. And that is I can give you this recommendation. First time I'm gonna do it in my channel to check a movie. It's called Betting on Zero. And I will give you like okay, let's do it 1 minute presentation or 50 seconds presentation. This is a movie about money, wealth, power, and the little people all the way, and the poor. This is like a very well done movie, dramatic movie about greed. It's about the company Herbalife, who has this multi-level scheme, pyramid model of operating. And on one side, this is the story. It's a scheme. On the other side, it's a good thing. I don't want to take part in this because I have my own opinion, which is like, I do not know if this is good, if this is bad. But it's my own opinion is this is good for some, it's bad for some. You know, that's like their model. And they tell you right in the face, you know, the Herbalife will tell you that's not going to work for you. On the on the advertising and on the marketing materials, of course, they're not gonna tell you that. They're gonna tell you the bullshit that this will work for you. But we know marketing and advertising, it's a BS, yeah? It's just the first step to business. The real business is actually doing the business. Once you start the business, you may discover that this is not for you. But most of the people will not face this truth, that might not be for them. So they fail and they make victims out of them. And of course, the media picks up on these people and they go tell that since they are victims in this world, therefore the business model of Herbalife is bad, you know. And then the more interesting part, now this comes Bill Ackman, like notorious guy, you know. Some experts say arrogant, obnoxious, bold, overconfident. But we do not know if that's the truth. I do not know the man myself personally. And now he is fighting, you know. He does a short. He did a short on the on the stocks. And then comes Carl Icahn, Trump's friend and buddy. He bets against Bill Ackman. And the story develops and it's fascinating and it's dramatic. And then the US government got involved into Herbalife business, yeah. So now you can look at this thing, you know, like on one spectrum is the poor Spanish population that has been exploited by the Herbalife model. On the other side, it's the top, Bill Ackman, Carl Icahn, and the story. It's amazing. It's but now I want to see it from a higher perspective. Don't just look at this like, oh, I'm on the side of Bill Ackman, or oh, I'm on the side of Carl Icahn, or oh, I'm gonna defend the poor people that has been scammed. You know, that's not how reality works. In reality, that's just my opinion. Yeah, if you have the courage to go one step above this picture, you know, and this might not be for you. You know, it's like you may not understand even what I'm talking about, but if you have this kind of bird-eye view to see, well, that's a beautiful movie to see. You can see the world of greed on many levels, and yeah, it's a good movie to see. But the only way to see this movie is from a higher level of thinking, higher perspective. So yeah. So where did I start the rant and where did I end it, you know? So, but I found this movie through Netflix, right? So this is like probably 2 years old problem. So all of a sudden I realized just for myself, well, maybe I should subscribe to the mainstream media back. Not to believe them, but at least to know, to aware of the latest problems, because the mainstream media has this old machinery that is always in the shit. They want to make drama of everybody, and meanwhile for them to make a lot of money. Yeah, so these are the exploiters of drama making money. They make the drama. Sometimes they put extra spill on the event. They divide. They are master of divisions, and they divide, and they get more money by that. So that's my rant for today, and now get to the business of the hardware broom and subscribe to this channel.